Now it appears Muslim leaders are ready to take more responsibility and a much bigger role in fighting terrorism in their region. It's about time we do it. We'll do it together, but it has to be done.
Before heading to the Middle East on his first overseas trip, President Trump delivering a clear message to our Middle East allies. And, John, you say that message is long overdue.
Yes, it is long overdue. Look, there's a reason that these petro-rich companies don't have to have such a big Navy. We're the ones, the United States, that protects the world's shipping lanes for Russia, for Nigeria, for Saudi Arabia, for Iran, for Iraq. We're the ones that do the protecting of commerce around the globe. We're the world's policemen. Other countries do chip in, but we pay the lion's share. Qatar built a $1 billion airfield, hoping that the United States will move in. That way they don't have to build up an army. We put the missile shield for South Korea and Japan in $1 billion, and we pay for it. There's no reason that these other countries don't chip in and pay their fair share.
Hadley, time for all of these nations to unite and help pay to fight terrorism there.
Well, let's hope so. Terrorism is a global threat. Let's bear no bones about it. People in Europe face threats. People in the United States face threats. People in the Middle East, certainly, it's in their own backyard. So there would be an expectation there that they'd be interested in dedicating the resources and the time and the effort to fighting terrorism. We don't want to be fearful in the United States that this fight would come to our soil ultimately, so better them than us. But that said, America can play a leading role, I believe, in fighting terrorism and keeping the world safe, but we shouldn't be the only ones out there doing it.
Well, and Jonas, the administration helping put together this giant arms deal with Saudi Arabia, totaling more than $100 billion. Even Jared Kushner calling Lockheed Martin on a radar system to get the cost to Saudi Arabia down on that. How significant?
Yeah, you put the money. Hold on, we're going to get the price of this lower. Look, Obama was doing that too. So we sell a lot of weapons into the Middle East, and again, them paying, to John's point, some of these costs, so we don't have to be everyone's police force, is great. But I will say, when you try to take a shopping cart out of the supermarket next door, the wheel stops working when you leave the parking lot. And we have had a long history, as of other countries like France, selling arms into these, and then the regimes change. An oil-rich country gets poor, and then they're selling arms to other regimes, and then we're funding our own weapon systems later. We have to be able to use technology to control the use and location of weapons that then they buy to take on these costs. So again, let's do it right, not like we have in the past before technology allowed us to control the use of them better.
Well, Jessica, what about just the significance that this is President Trump's first trip, and how he is reaching out to these nations in the Mideast with this message of unity?
I actually think it's a great thing. I mean, it's unorthodox for this to be where the president goes on their first trip, and I think it's smart for him. I think he has some work to do also in Israel after what may or may not have happened with the Russian ambassador and foreign minister in the Oval Office last week. So I do think that's important, and I want everyone united in fighting terrorism. It is a global threat, as Hadley mentioned. We do know that Mideast countries do take a lot of refugees, for instance, and they have contributed their own forces, but we do lead in this arena, and I understand the argument that they should be paying more. My main concern is that President Trump continually makes this argument. He goes around saying to everybody, you pay your fair share, you pay your fair share. And currently, we're not everyone's favorite. We're incredibly hard to deal with vis-a-vis the Trump administration for other nations. There are a lot of articles to this effect. And he's losing confidence with the American people in his ability to handle our allies. So it's concerning.
Well, Gary B., they don't like to hear the truth, apparently, because in terms of paying, if you just look at NATO, and there's been mention of this being an Arab NATO, if you will, we foot the bill. We foot the bill with the United Nations. So why is the truth such a bad thing?
Well, look, I want to pick up on a couple points that Jessica made and John made. First of all, it's tough to break out from countries' budgets how much they do spend on terrorism. If we use general percentage of GDP, their defense budget, actually Saudi Arabia actually spends a lot. They spend 10% of their GDP on defense. We spend about 4%. But to your point, most countries like Egypt, for example, I think spends 2 or 3%. They spend less than we do. So there, you could make the argument they're not paying their fair share. I flip it around, though, and say if I'm one of those countries like Jordan, why should they? And here's why, getting back to Jessica's point, because all we do is, you should do this, you should do this, and we don't do anything about it. John's point is world's policemen. We need to step away from that role. We need to arm our arguments with actual pulling dollars. We shouldn't have look, if they're not going to spend their fair share, we shouldn't say, well, okay, well, we'll just keep spending. We need to pull back a little bit and focus on America. I think that's the only way this is going to get done, and the countries start to say, oh my gosh, we have a real hole here. We need to spend more.
Money talks, and money can also walk. Gary B., thank you guys. Thanks so much. Cavuto on Business coming up just a few minutes from now. Neil, what have you got?